Howdy friends, we are back, still here in the Team Rocket hideout, not going to waste any time because, um, as we said, oh, the leader's office has 2 passwords. I really want to get to Lake of Rage in the next 50 minutes or so, we are on the clock, so let's hurry. TM49, Snatch, that's cool, I don't really know what it does. I was thinking it might steal their item, but that's Thief. I used to work for Sylph, but now I run research for Team Rocket. A meddlesome child like you needs to be punished. I think a ne'er-do-well like you needs to be punished. Setting a bad name for scientists everywhere. It's really cool though how like he was, I guess, taken hostage as part of Stealth and then was like, hey, these guys are strong, why don't I join them? Not a good life choice though. It's funny, we were actually just talking about coughing. Oh, right, I'm a moron. This is, well, yeah, this is Gen 4. In Gen 2 that would have worked, but not now. Yeah, so coughing is poison type, but has the move Levitate. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. Because I played more games Gen 3 forward than I have before, or at least, I don't know if that's actually true, because I played Gen 1 and 2 a lot when I was a kid. But at least far more recently. I think that's probably just a holdover from Gen 1 where coughing doesn't have immunity to ground moves, so my brain is still like in that mode. I don't know. I'm probably just making excuses, but that was a dumb move. Waste of a turn. Alright, let's go for Rock Slide. Got our Quick Claw there. Very nice. And not quite a one-shot. Coughing, I believe, has pretty good defense. I know that Wheezing definitely does. Dark Pulse has a pretty cool animation. I remember Wheezing actually, in the earlier gens, like Gen 4, was a pretty good defensive Pokemon. Back prior to Power Creep. Now you can't imagine a Wheezing even standing a chance against the current meta of Pokemon, but back in the day, Pokemon like that, and Breloom, and Clefable, they all were pretty strong contenders. Alright, so, Intimidate, that's unfortunate. I could use Screech to more than make up for it, but because she has 3 Pokemon, Screech would only affect Ekans, obviously, so I think I'm just going to go for Dig, and that should be a 1-hit KO. Yeah. And if the rest of her Pokemon are poison as well, then we will... Oh, only one more. Gloom is poison, but because it is grass type, it actually will resist Dig. I'm gonna go for Dark Pulse and see if I can get it to flinch. Gloom is fairly slow, as you can see. So is Violet Plume. Nope, didn't get the flinch, and unfortunately, it used Absorb, which gets Stab, and is 4 times super effective. It's only a base 20 power move, thankfully. It's basically the grass version of Leech Life. Although I've heard that Leech Life has a base power of 80 now in Gen 4, that's gotta be the... Oh, there's the flinch. Was hoping for that, clearly. And now we can finish it off with the Dig. As long as it doesn't know, like, Synthesis or Moonlight, we should be fine here. Yep. So they've adjusted some moves in terms of power from generation to generation. They try not to do it too often, which I agree with, because it's hard getting used to the idea that, like, Hydro Pump is 110 when it's been 120 forever, but you can eventually get used to it, but if they changed it all the time, that would just be annoying. So there does need to be some consistency, but going from 20 to 80 makes it feel like an entirely different move. I'm not sure I like that. I get that the Pokemon who know Leech Life tend to not be very powerful on their own, so so I can see it kind of giving them a little bit of a more level playing field. Oh, Ditto, that's interesting. But, yeah. So this could be a very interesting matchup here. Let's go for Rock Slide. I was thinking about using Screech to make it very weak defensively, and then going into Dig, which is super effective, but I was worried that he might win the speed tie and use Dig first, or I might use Dig and then he uses Dig if he loses the speed tie, and then I won't actually be able to hit him, but he'll hit me. So didn't really want to play any mind games. Just gonna go for it. And that seems to have worked. Alright, Scientist Mitch is defeated. But we still haven't found that password yet. I'm going to use a... Actually, you know what? I harvested our citrus berries, as you can see. So we have plenty of those now. I also planted 2 more citrus berry plants in addition to the one we already have. And I planted our cherry berry, so we should have plenty of good berries in the near future. Oh, okay, so 2 other things I wanted to talk about. First, real quick, I did take our Sandshrew back to the Safari Zone Warden, Balboa, and or the Safari Zone owner. And what's our grand prize for showing him Sandshrew? He turns over ownership to us, which seems great. Like, oh, cool, I own a Safari Zone now. But it doesn't really change anything at all. In fact, he even asks you to pay admission still, for reasons he will not divulge. So it would be nice that if you're the owner, at least you don't have to pay admission. You would think that would just be common sense, but like, does Mark Cuban pay to go to the Mavs games? Probably not. Oh, I flinched. That's not ideal, because Raticate is faster. Come on, Quick Claw, this would be the best time for it. Oh, no Quick Claw. Alright, sorry, Kroot. That's a shame. Luckily, I think Lance will heal our Pokemon again. So, let's bring out Rod. At this point, I think any of our Pokemon could easily finish off Raticate, but... oh, okay, Sucker Punch. Very smart move. Since Sucker Punch is, of course, a priority move, it at least did a little bit of damage there. Got 1 HP back from my Shell Bell. Alright. Ah, Raticate Tail. Wait, that other girl mentioned something about Slowpoke Tail. I thought she was just talking about like the Slowpoke Tail they were trying to sell at Slowpoke Well. But I think I might have read through that too quickly. I think she was probably giving me the other password. So that means we have both parts of the password and we have some good items. Let's use that protein. Again, could sell it, but not going to. I'm going to use that on... Oh, you know what? Would that revive by any chance? Our little Kroot there? Because it did increase HP when I used the Carbos, right? Okay. Didn't do anything that time. But it did increase its power, obviously, so that's cool. So basically that gives a guaranteed attack EV to Larvitar. So we must need a teleport pad to get in there, because I don't see a door. We've already been in here, right? We beat her, yep. Alright. So I guess we've explored everything except that stair and that doorway that needed the passwords. Nothing over here. Oh, a kid? I don't like this, but eliminate you I must. Guess this grunt has at least a little bit of a conscience. Conscience, rather. Alright, it is 11:20. We have 40 minutes left to get our prize from Wes. At least Magmar is healed, so he can take down these guys pretty quickly. Let us waste no time. In fact, I wonder if I should bring out Heracross, even though Meganium, or Cherry, is our most powerful Pokemon. Heracross has a more diverse move pool. So, that might be more advantageous. Although, Cian has actually a pretty good move pool as well. Dark, Fire, and Normal. There are some Pokemon that resist all three, but not a lot. Tyranitar would be one example. Can't think of too many, though. Because Normal and Dark are resisted by only really Steel types, and Steel is weak to Fire. Oh, our rival. Didn't expect to see him here. Is he going to challenge us? So you're messing with them again. Humph. You must really like Team Rocket so much. Tell me, who is the guy in the cape who used Dragon-type Pokemon? My Pokemon were no match at all. I don't care that I lost. I can beat him by getting stronger Pokemon. It's what he says that bothers me. He told me I don't love and trust my Pokemon enough. I'm furious that I lost to a bleeding heart like him. Humph. I don't have time for the likes of you. Also, I imagine his Pokemon are probably still fainted. If he was a kind trainer, he would rush them to the nearest Pokemon Center, but clearly he is not. Alright, so is this the boss's office? It is. Sweet. Okay, so the other door is the one we need, right, the voice code for. I gotcha. And that must be the boss. Or the executive, rather. One of the bosses. Mwahaha, we've been waiting for you. So you're Joe. Me? You don't know who I am? It is me, Giovanni. The majestic Giovanni himself. Wahaha. Huh? I don't sound anything like Giovanni? I don't even look like Giovanni? How come? I've worked so hard to mimic him. I am a Team Rocket executive. You must be trying to sneak into the radio transmitter room. Well, that's not going to happen. That room is protected with a special password. The password is Hail Giovanni. Surprised to hear it from me? Knowing the password won't help you, though. I thought the password was like Radio Tower. What was I looking at? The door won't open unless I say the password. It only reacts to my voice. Petrol's kind of an older executive. Got a little purple goatee there. Not something you see very often. So his Pokemon are a step up from the grunts, but really only a small step up. I would like it a lot better if they had something a little more interesting. And a coughing. So I don't think this is the same guy that we faced in Slowpoke Well. I don't really remember though. I think that was nope, don't know his name. There are 4 executives in this game. Going to use Feint Attack because it has guaranteed accuracy. 3 males and 1 female. In Gen 2, the only way to tell them apart is that the female is different and that the other males, when you face them more than once, they tend to use the same Pokemon consistently. So you can tell who's who. But in this game, they thankfully give them names and more unique character sprites. So I think it's like the weakest younger one who's the one you face at Slowpoke Well. This guy, Petrol, then the lady who's the second most powerful one, and then there's another dude who's like the number 2 man to Giovanni and is basically in charge in the interim. I couldn't do a thing. Giovanni, please forgive me. Since disbanding Team Rocket 3 years ago, our Giovanni has been missing, but we're certain he's been waiting for the right time for our revival. Wah! Losing to you won't change the fact that you are unable to get into the room. You need my voice to unlock it. That's right, even though he said the password, I don't have a tape recorder. So nothing I can do. Or is there? Hail Giovanni! Murkrow is mimicking the voice of Petrol. I didn't know Murkrow could mimic. I thought that was only like chat it, but guess I was wrong. So I need to find like a recording device and then find the Murkrow. Alright, that's going to make this a little more interesting and a little more time consuming. We don't have time, it's already 11:24. Alright. Which way did Murkrow go? Did it go upstairs or upstairs? Maybe up this upstairs? No, I see Murkrow over there. We're going to grab this item real quick. Ah, Thief. So Thief steals the opponent's held item only for the duration of the battle, though. I'm actually kind of surprised we don't see that move more often in competitive battles. I know I used to see it on occasion, but you think it'd be really good. The password is Hail Giovanni. Come back here, Murkrow. There's the transmitter room down below. Maybe Lance has a recording device? Hopefully I didn't miss the opportunity to pick one up. Hail Giovanni. Oh, okay. Or I just chased the Murkrow to the room. Oh, is this like a mini game? That's kind of annoying. Where'd you go, Murkrow? Did it go upstairs or over here? Guess it went up the other stairs? Didn't really see where it went. Okay, here we go. Perfect. The password is Hail Giovanni. Murkrow screamed the password, mimicking the voice of Petrol. The voice recognition system unlocked the door. Perfect. Thank you, Murkrow. Oh, we get to face another executive. I forgot you faced her here. This is the female one and the second most powerful. I knew you faced her twice in the game, so I figured there had to be a first time. I just couldn't remember where it was. We can't let a brat like you do as you please forever. It'll hurt Team Rocket's pride over and over again, making it lessen, you see. So it's time to finish you. However strong you may be, if the two of us fight at the same time, you'll have no chance of winning, don't you agree? Sorry, baby. Now get ready to be trashed. Or thrashed, rather. Either one works. So it would be actually pretty cool to face the two of these guys in a double battle. A lot of the teams in the later games, you do face multiple executives or multiple grunts in double battles, but not right now. Because look who it is. Hold it! A 2-on-1 battle that is so unfair. Typical of Team Rocket to be so sneaky, allow me to join the battle. Oh, that's right, this is a double battle, and you get to fight with Lance, I'm pretty sure. What? You had an accomplice? Where is your sense of dignity? As interim boss in place of Giovanni, I'll show you how wrong it is to meddle with Team Rocket. So she makes it sound like she's in charge, but I think the other dude's in charge, because he is the one you fight last. He acts in charge in the later part of the game, and he has the most powerful Pokemon, I'm pretty sure. So Arbok has Intimidate. That's her Arbok, obviously, because it's higher level and it's female. Now you might be saying, how on earth is Dragonite level 40? It is only evolved at level 55, and you can't catch in the wild. Yeah, Lance is kind of a cheater, but I suppose if they gave it a level 55 Dragonite, then it would be way too OP at this point. So unfortunately, both of our attacks are lower. I don't know what Dragonite knows. I think it knows Fly, actually. I'm going to go for a Fire Blast on her Arbok, because I think it'll do a lot of damage. Yep, there is Fly, a physical attack that will get Stab. Unfortunately, it will take 2 turns. So that'll leave poor Cian all by his lonesome on this side of the field. Luckily, I don't think Cian needs help. Honestly, Cian could probably 2v1 all these guys. And she has her own Murkrow, it seems. Level 27, a little higher. That might be her best one, which is a shame because Murkrow is just not that strong of a Pokemon. Arbok is really more powerful, even being at the lower level. Once again, we will use Fire Blast. Of course, Dragonite is faster, and it used Fly. That'll probably take out the Murkrow. Dragonite has a very high attack stat, 134. And it is a much higher level. And Murkrow just isn't that strong. But that's okay, I don't mind Fire Blasting Drowsy. When you're fighting double battles, a good strategy can be to take out all the Pokemon of the same trainer, because it can get to a point where only that trainer's Pokemon are remaining. However, here it looks like the Grunt only had 2 Pokemon and she has 3, so it would have been smarter to focus down his Pokemon first and then just face her Pokemon alone. Either way, I think even with the attack drop, Fire Punch is going to do a ton of damage to this Murkrow. Dragonite knows Thunder, which has a chance of missing. It is only 70% accurate, but apparently that's enough. All in all, this was a pretty clean sweep. Nice and easy. Level 33, very nice. Cian's catching up to Cherry. You really are strong. It's too bad. If you were to join Team Rocket, you could become an executive. And he has no words. Not in front of the boss, at least. Yeah, it's a tempting offer, but I like my current position, thank you very much. But that's fine. The broadcast experiment was a total success. It doesn't matter what happens to this hideout now. We have much bigger plans. You'll come to appreciate Team Rocket's true power soon enough. Enjoy yourself while you can. Hee hee hee. So, in case you haven't figured it out yet or been listening, because I've kind of been going fast here, they're using the transmitter to force the Magikarp in the Lake of Rage to evolve prematurely into Gyarados, which are making the Gyarados very upset and making them rage, and they're trying to capture them and sell them for profit. I'm not sure. I feel like, at least in the original Gen 2 games, you could actually catch low-level Gyarados there, like level 10 or level 15, which is really cool because it made them actually evolve prematurely. In fact, maybe that's how Lance made his Dragonite evolve, or maybe there was a similar radio tower by a different evil team being broadcast, or even by Team Rocket being broadcast at a Dragon Den or something, and it forced the Dragonair to evolve early, and thus he got Dragonite. Or Lance is just a cheater, one of the two. Sorry, Joe. I saw how well you were doing, so I just hung back. Now all there's left to do is to turn off the odd radio signal. I wonder if that's like leftover text from Gen 2, because Gen 2 doesn't have double battles, so I feel like there you just face her alone. I wonder if they copied it verbatim instead of updating it for this game. It's this machine that's causing all the problems. I don't see a switch on it. We have no choice. We have to make all the electrode faint. That should stop this machine from transmitting that strange signal. It's no fault of the electrode, so it makes me feel sad. Joe, let's split the job. So he'll take on those three, and we will take on these three. This can be tough, because electrode is very fast, and it knows, I think, explosion. Or at least self-destruct. You can try to catch these guys if you want an electrode on your team. There again, they're one of those decent Pokemon. They're fast, they have good special attack, and some powerful moves, but not a diverse move pool. They pretty much can only learn electric attacks, and I guess some normal type attacks. And I think they do know static, so we have 2 Fire Blasts left, might as well use them. We'll get to heal up after this anyway. Magmar is faster, that's a little surprising. Good job, Cian, got a critical hit. Actually, you know what we should do? Oh, Lance has not healed our Pokemon yet. Alright, never mind. That's a shame because Kroot would have been the perfect Pokemon here. It would have been ground type to resist electrodes, or to be immune to electrodes, electric moves, and even if it used a powerful normal type attack like Explosion, being rock type, we would have resisted it and probably survived. On the other hand, Magmar is not strong against electric types, so it is evenly effective. It did get the paralyzed chance. I think Spark has an increased chance of paralyzing you. Maybe 30% compared to the normal 10% on like Thunderbolt or Thundershock. Luckily, we are not fully paralyzed. Alright, very cool. And just to make things quick, I'm going to keep Magmar out, and we will take on our last Electrode. We don't have any more Fire Blasts, unfortunately, so we will just have to resort to Fire Punch and see what happens. Being paralyzed, obviously we are much slower, and Rollout is super effective. The only nice thing here is that Electrode doesn't get the same type attack bonus. Not quite a knockout, but as long as we can get one more attack off, and we are not fully paralyzed, we should be okay. If we are fully paralyzed... Ooh, a burn. Sweet, that's lucky. We are fully paralyzed. But the burn, will it take it out? It will. Okay, so that was simultaneously lucky and unlucky. Either way, a win is a win. We have 26 minutes left. That odd signal has finally stopped. The lake should be back to normal. Yes, you're the best. No, Lance, you're the best. Let me thank you on behalf of all the Pokemon. Oh yes, you should take this. I found it here, but I don't have any need for it. HM5, that's Whirlpool, so I guess some of his Pokemon already know Whirlpool. That's Whirlpool. Teach it to a Pokemon to get across wild water, but keep this in mind. You can use that outside of battle only with the badge from Mahogany Gym. Joe, the journey to becoming the Pokemon champion is long and difficult. Knowing that, will you keep going? I see. No, you're right. If you would give up that easily, you would have never chased that dream in the first place. I look forward to seeing you again. How did he know we were trying to become the champion? Of course, we still have a lot of training to do first to build up our team. We still have 2 more gym battles. We haven't quite vanquished Team Rocket. We haven't been able to find any legendary, really, besides Entei and Raikou, and even then we haven't caught them. Let's use this teleporter, which is now in a very convenient position. Get back to the entry. We have to get through Victory Road, defeat the Elite Four, and only then can we face the champion. And even then, the game's not over, so we still have, I would say, about half the game ahead of us, honestly, in terms of playtime. I guess we'll see in terms of episode count, but I would think if we're either at the halfway mark or maybe like just beyond it, like 55% or so. There's definitely a lot to do, and as fun as the first half was, in my opinion, the better half is ahead of us. Alright, we are fully restored. I'm actually really looking forward to some of the final battles in the game. One thing I really like about Pokemon games is when they have good opponents for you to face off against with really good teams. You could face the gym, but Lake of Rage. we'll come back and do the gym next episode, I promise. Actually, you know what we're going to do? Oh, okay, so... yeah, we're going to face the gym. I was going to catch our next and our final team member, but I forgot we can't actually use Whirlpool outside of the battle until we have that badge, just like Lance told us. Oh, come on. I'm not going to use Repel. I might regret this, but we have 24 minutes, so bearing an unforeseen power outage, I should be fine. And the chances of that happening are small. I don't know if you guys heard me knocking on wood there, or my desk. It's not really wood, it's laminate, but still. Watch us encounter like tons of Pokemon. Still, this is a really good route to train up Groot. That being said, to be entirely honest, I'm not sure we really need any training because it seems like we're already on par or above par, honestly above par, for where the game expects us to be, which is kind of surprising because besides the training I've done to get our new Pokemon like up to a decent level, I really haven't done that much training outside of battle. So it's interesting that we're still kind of keeping pace or even more. I remember Gen 3 being sort of steep as far as the level curve goes. I definitely did a lot of training in Gen 3. Not sure if the remakes of Gen 3 are the same way or not. I hope they are, but I kind of feel like the games have gotten easier as the series has grown on. So we'll see. Which is really a shame in my opinion that I haven't played Sun and Moon, so maybe they are a bit of a challenge. I really hope so. But like part of the success of Pokemon is that it was tuned so well. It was challenging without being excruciatingly so. Like, it's no fun when you stream through everything. I know Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu are, and that's okay, because I can understand the game being targeted more towards, like, not just kids, but younger kids. Like, maybe, like, 6 or 7-year-olds as opposed to, like, 10 or 12-year-olds. But I feel like when you're 10 or 12, you want a challenge. You want to be challenged. So it is really cool that the water levels have receded here, and, okay, I will use a Repel now, because I don't want to face a bunch of Magikarp. There's not really much of a point to that. So it's almost like a whole new area. That was just a cool idea that somebody probably thought of and ran the idea by their boss, and their boss said, yeah, go for it, that sounds cool, and they were able to do it. Again, one of those things that makes the world just a little more dynamic and a little more fascinating, as if it wasn't already dynamic and fascinating enough. You can tell a game is great and game makers are great when they don't just rest on their laurels. They're always trying to make the game that much better. Okay. So apparently this is not the right way. Maybe I should have used a Repel sooner. Any hidden items here? No, guess not. How you doing, Kroot? You doing okay? You excited to find Wes? Do you smell him anywhere? What is Kroot holding? He is holding a blue scale, which sounds like a cool item, but it's just a fashion thing. Dragon scale, red scale, those are useful. Blue scale, not so much. And I should make a trip down to Mr. Pokemon to trade in our blue scale, our red scale, one of our scales. Okay. Running. Guess we have to go down this way again. Repel's gonna wear off, isn't it? Any second now. Yep, there it is. It's funny, I'm starting to get a sense of how long Super Repel lasts because we've used so many. You know, one thing I'm a little worried about is when we evolve our Pokemon by trading. I own this DS with the capture card. How do I get there? Oh, okay. Whew. I almost didn't see that gap there and was really confused. Oh, that's a trainer, right? Oh, tell me I don't need cut. Please don't need cut. Please. I do have 20 minutes, so I could get cut, I guess, but could this be the one way that leads to Wes? I'll come back with cut, get all these items later. Don't care about the Repel. This looks promising. Is that him? Oh, please be him. It is! I'm Wesley of Wednesday. Pleased to meet you. Please take a souvenir. I am very pleased to meet you too, Wes. Very glad to see you indeed. Black belt, sweet. Black belt beats up the power of fighting type moves. Since you found me, you must have met my brothers and sisters. Or did you just get lucky? No, I definitely knew you were here, and I've explored every inch of this map, more or less, to find you. Alright, so I might come back and bring Sandshrew and cut those bushes down to get some items, now that I have a little bit of breathing room. Let's go see if that's a trainer, though, so we can face him before the episode ends. Although, was he behind a cup bush? Wasn't really sure. I think he wasn't. Also, choice specs. I remember I found those here. So choice specs are a really cool item, a really powerful item that are used quite often in competitive battling and have been ever since they were introduced. They were introduced in Gen 3, I think. Maybe Gen 4. I'm pretty sure Gen 3, though. Their physical equivalent, Choice Band, was one generation earlier. So I think it was Gen 2 Choice Band, Gen 3 Choice Specs. That could have been the other way around. So what it does is it boosts the power of the Pokemon special type attacks by 50%, a pretty big boost. Especially because it compounds with other boosts like Stab or stat changes, for example. But the downside to this, it being so powerful, is that when a Pokemon uses a move, once it chooses the move, that's the name Choice Specs, it is locked into that move until it either switches out or the battle ends. So let's go ahead and give this to Olive. And go ahead and let's switch Olive to the front just so we can see it in action. So what that means are that all of Olive's special attacks are going to do more damage, 50% more damage, but I can't change attacks, obviously. Even if your opponent switches, that doesn't matter. Although it's actually a pretty good item for Olive, because once we learn a flying type attack, there aren't a ton of Pokemon that resist flying. So right now, for example, our choices are Extrasensory, Fire Blast, Shadow Ball, or Roost. You definitely don't want to use Roost, because then you're locked into a healing move until you switch. That's kind of pointless. These two are super effective against Ivysaur, but Shadow Ball is the better move overall, because very few Pokemon are immune to Shadow Ball. Let's go for Extrasensory, though, because I feel like of all these moves, that's not a bad one to be locked into. And we know it's super effective against Ivysaur, so it will definitely be a one-hit KO here. So before, only Extrasensory was getting the boost from Twisted Spoon, and it was only a 20% boost. Now Extrasensory, Fire Blast, and Shadow Ball all get a 50% boost, so definitely a very good item. And a very strategic item, too. So see, now we're facing Wartortle, so now I'm really glad I didn't lock it into Fire Blast, because I would either have to use Fire Blast against Wartortle, which is not very effective, or switch out. Now I will say that even using Fire Blast here wouldn't be that bad, because even though it's not very effective, it still gets the 50% boost. So it still would have done a lot of damage, probably been a 2-shot. I have a strong feeling that this guy's third Pokemon will be Charmeleon. So in that case, Extrasensory, wasn't a knockout, but I did get lucky with the flinch, or rather he didn't get lucky by not getting a flinch, because I think I have a 60% chance. No, actually I don't. I have a 40% chance to make him flinch. If I knew Stomp, that would be 60%. Wartortle is being annoying and wasting my time and my power points by using Protect. Luckily, if it uses Protect more than once in a row, it will have a very high chance of failing. So even with choice specs, Extrasensory was not a one-shot, but it definitely did more damage than it otherwise would have. It's also not too bad to be locked into a move that has a flinch chance, because even if it's not very effective, that flinch chance applies no matter what. Scary Face, that's going to make me a lot slower, and will probably make Charmeleon go first this turn. Dragon Rage, not a bad choice here. For level 30, that's going to do a lot of damage. Almost, but not quite half my HP. Alright, very cool. We have defeated Ulton. Alright guys, so what I'm probably going to do is I'll grab Sandshrew, get these items, and do a couple things in preparation. When I come back, it'll probably be Thursday. And I won't really worry about doing the Thursday stuff off the bat. You guys don't need to see me do the lottery every single time. I can do that off screen. We will probably try to find whoever the Thursday sibling is, but that might not be next episode. That might be after. Because next episode we are going to start by beating the Mahogany Gym, or at least challenging the Mahogany Gym. I don't want to be overconfident. We'll probably win, but there are no guarantees. And then we'll end it by catching the last addition to our team in the Whirl Islands. So this should be a really, really, really fun part of the game. I'm looking forward to it a lot. I hope you guys are too, and I will see you then.